And obvious red flags here. Expecting commitment from a professional athlete. I mean, come on. That's like asking for bacon to not be greasy. And then
you are not a player. You're just stuck. You're scared to stay because they might notice that you don't really feel.
As a woman, you cannot underestimate the actions that men are willing to do despite the efforts that they're making to make you happy. A man 100% will go the distance to make you happy and do every single thing it is that you want him to do, while simultaneously making sure that he is out here entertaining other women, because of course he wants to keep you happy, because he doesn't want you to get on the radar of knowing what it is that he's doing behind your back.
Hey y'all, thank you for joining this Soul Batina conversation. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the psychology of a player. I don't mean the person that plays an athlete. Oh, well, the case study is Steffon Diggs, so maybe an athlete. But in the context of a relationship, have you ever found yourself dating a partner who lures you in with gifts and love bombs you in the beginning, but when you enter inside the relationship, you're starting to wonder, what is your role in this situation? What is your identity? Who am I? Am I baby mama number one? Am I wifey? Am I husband? Well, I've got all the answers for you, okay? If you find yourself dating similar toxic partners, you're not alone. I've been there. I wrote a book on breaking toxic soul ties from my own experience and psychology, and it's almost free. Soulmates. Link is in the box below. Subscribe, like. Thank ya. Let's begin. So, Steffon Diggs. If you don't know Steffon Diggs, you don't know Cardi B. If you don't know Steffon Diggs, you don't know Kiki. Do you love me? Are you ready? I'm saying that because Steffon Diggs dated Kiki. Yes, Drake's Kiki. Yeah, that's Steffon Diggs' baby mama. And if you don't know Steffon Diggs, you don't know Patriots. You don't know Superbowl. You don't know they lost Superbowl on February this year. And if you don't know Steffon Diggs, I'm here to tell you a story. A little bit story that might make sense to you because maybe you felt the same way that he has. Steffon Diggs lost his dad at 14. His father was the man that ushered him to football. He made him learn the game, encouraged his skills, and motivated him so good he was light years ahead of other players when he first entered the field as a child. Like every other kid, Diggs believed his parents were immortal. His childhood fantasy was crushed when his dad passed away suddenly, leaving him with a duty to take care and protect his brothers and his mama. Diggs couldn't have predicted how heavy is the head that carries the crown. And in my opinion, this is where things got sticky. This is where his emotions got warped and got stuck. He got stuck in a state of psychological, emotional numbness. What I mean by this is he couldn't truly express his feelings because he had this duty of being the head, the man, the honcho. He had been left this crown on his head by his dad who believed in him so much. He told him, you should take care of your brothers and your mama. All these factors weighed in on that young kid, and he didn't have space to hold his emotions, to say what he felt, how hurt he was, what pain. He didn't have the time or the season to narrate his pain because one, his mama moved on to do some more work so that she can be able to manage the family. She can be able to provide the least, a parent can do. While on the other hand, he was juggling football, he was juggling losing his dad, his mentor, his role model, and was juggling his brothers who were looking at him like, okay, what's next? You're the head now. Psychologically, trauma can lock your soul in a protective state. Usually emotional. Emotional walls are built when you experience deep pain. Diggs had lost his anchor. The fantasy of seeing his dad's face on the sidelines as he touched down was now crushed. He wasn't there anymore. Daddy wasn't there anymore. Daddy only lived on in his memories. But the world moves on. How does a wounded child do so? How does a wounded child move on in a fast-paced world, especially when the mom is too busy balancing the family and work on her shoulder? How does the fast boy move on when his brothers look up to him and expect a similar feeling from him that they should have got from their father? Now, Diggs' focus shifted to football, because at least in football he knows what to do. At least in football he knows where to put his emotions aside and get in the game and get his head straight. Football was the one good thing in his life, the one thing that was going on right. The field is where a player lives. All pun intended, okay? Every pun intended. The field, that's the life of a player. The field was the connection to Steffon dad. Here, at least, he was in control. In the world, his emotions were stuck. Actually, no, they were numb. They weren't there. He didn't feel anything. He didn't feel no pain, no happiness. Everything was just meh. It was like being dead inside, right? What Diggs might not have known that he might have buried the part of him that connects to others with his dad. He might have buried the emotional sense of self with his father. And as for you, yes, you. Hello. I know how your body stays in a state of high alert, constantly looking for threats and danger. You don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to feel betrayed by life, by family. You feel like you need to control everything, because the last time you surrendered, the last time you felt free, you felt pain. You felt really deep pain. You were deeply hurt. I know your anxiety. I know you don't sleep really well. The memories of the past are present right there with you, reminding you to be on guard, to stay woke, because danger is lacking, danger is looming, and you don't really trust anyone. I know you don't want to feel love. Love isn't safe. You'd rather be numb and play the game, the game of love. You'd rather bat the bodies. You'd rather spend the money. You'd rather be a high-value man. Only logic matters in the game of life, so you tell yourself. So you do your best to be great at everything, anything, but that stupid thing called love. Hello. So I don't know much about football, right? American football, whatever football. I know touchdown. I just watched a documentary on Steffon Diggs and football, so I know touchdown. I know he's a wide receiver. I know for sure that Steffon Diggs is known to react with intense anger to emotionally intense situations before his logical mind kicks in, and he starts calling his Twitter rants, Drake's lyrics. Diggs has shown that self-control is not his strength. That's not one of his strengths. When it comes to self-control, Diggs has a weakness, okay? He's a good wide receiver, actually. Let me take that back. He's a great wide receiver. Even greater at receiving the creme de la creme of IG bodies. He knows how to bob them gears, okay? The cream of his collection being thick black rapper. Yeah. This relationship shows a good image of a man with a boy's heart. I mean Cardi B's and Steffon Diggs. If you know, you know. Because the part of his brain that is critical for processing emotions like fear and anxiety was affected from PTSD of his dad's passing. Remember, he got stuck. He got stuck at age 14. Diggs showed that even the wettest cat can't heal, okay? He saw all puns intended. Scientifically, the amygdala, the emotional brain, regulates social behavior. It's the one that reminds you to hold it and breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Release. Before you paint the town red with your fury. But when it's stuck in traumatic memories, when it's stuck at age 14, your emotional, the amygdala, the emotional brain has not grown from age 14. It's easily triggered into sabotage and lust. Now, these are the behaviors of a player. I'm just gonna mention 2 because I don't want to keep you here for long, because you gotta go do something and I gotta go be cute. Period. Number 1, you avoid people and emotions that remind you of the trauma. It could be a stranger that loves you so much and has drawn a tattoo on their body to show how much they're obsessed with you. But your heart feels unsafe. You don't get it. You don't get the obsession. You don't know why they're obsessed with you. You don't understand it because you're not obsessed with yourself. You don't really like yourself. So the thought of someone else liking you is like, nah, they lying. What is it they see? What is it you see in me? You feel like you don't deserve it. You don't deserve the love. You don't deserve the attention. You don't deserve the obsession. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop for when they curse you out, when they get angry and leave, you're just waiting for the worst to happen. Because this is too good to be true. No, it can't be happening. No one should love me. That's what you think. So you can say, see, I knew this was a lie. This is fake. There's no love. You don't understand that moving on means even your soul comes back to the present reality. Moving on means that you move yourself from the emotional state of age 14 to the emotional state of a grown-ass man. Moving on means that your past won't happen anymore. That you have to think that this past thing that has happened to me, it can't happen to me again. It will never happen to you again. It was once in a lifetime. And if you move on from that situation, it will never happen to you again. You're not aware that you avoiding others won't fix what you feel. It won't fix nothing. You feel unseen and unheard. You feel abandoned. I know you feel alone. You don't want to admit that. So you push everyone away because you're comfortable in being alone. So you too self-sabotage. You don't trust nothing good. Like Diggs, your decisions might be driven by an urgent need to come rather than long-term goals like generational wellness. You know broken homes are not a good place to raise your kids, but you make them anyway. You know missing practice and acting out in locker rooms shows you're indisciplined, but you do it anyway. You realize that achieving your dreams didn't fill up the longing for the one you miss. Steffon Diggs. You chased the applause and it didn't stop you from feeling alone. You went to take a shower and the emotions were there. They were looking at you, they're still at the man in the mirror. So you filled your place up with fashion and cars and girls and body after body and body and gays allegedly, so you can feel less alone. You play with them girls because it makes you feel like you're worth something. You feel like, oh, I'm in charge, I'm the man, let's go. I mean, why else would a rapper and Drake's ex chase you? Right? Yes, right? Maybe the bag helps, the $1 million contract helps. So you get more and more of it, and then you hail them some more, Mr. Steffon, I'll heal you, Diggs. But it's never too late to love yourself again. It's never too late. Without the applause, the awards, the body, the access, without your beauty, would you really like who you are? Do you like how patient you are? Would you love that you're kind? Would you give love another chance? Do you like how strategic you are? Maybe you're adaptable? Would you trust the one love that comes from the eternal God? Hallelujah. Because Jesus' love is unconditional. No, it doesn't require you to have $1 million. His love language is come as you are. Yes, come as you are. You wretched man, come. You player, come as you are. Without the rings and the bags. Who are you? Who are you, my subscriber? Who are you, my soulmate? Do you like the person in the mirror?